Hello, I'm Kurt Lidke, Executive Director of Klamath Film, and you just watched The Sandcastle, an extraordinary animated short film by Athena Ousley in our K through 12 student film category for the Klamath Independent Film Festival. Joining us now is the filmmaker behind this fascinating short film, Athena Ousley, and her mom, Kailey. So, hello, Athena. Thank you so much for joining us. Athena, how old are you, Athena?
Six.
And is this the very first film that you have made?
Yes. Well, the second film.
Okay, what was the first film then?
At a trip to OMSI, there was a little station where you could make your own very short stop motion film.
Oh, that's cool. So was that OMSI trip what kind of inspired you to want to then make the sandcastle too?
Yes.
So uh, the sandcastle, where did you get the story idea? Did you
I,
take a trip to the beach and then, or like what made you want to make a movie about a sandcastle?
I kind of thought of an object being transported from one animal to another, and a sandcastle thought was a good idea because then it could start at the beach and then go to a home.
Okay. Stop motion animation is a very time consuming process. So was this something that you did with your family? Was this something that you did on your own? How did you go about making it?
I did it with my family, but mostly myself.
So you came up with the story idea and you made, how long did it take to make this?
4 days at least.
Only 4 days? Because I thought it would have been a lot longer than that.
She spent the entire day doing the animation for each of the 4 days. They were 4 very long days.
Okay. So did you do this in the computer or because stop motion sometimes is done with like paper or physical things where you take a photo and then you move it or is it a computer program that you made it with?
I did it with paper. I had me and my mom had to do all the pieces separate.
So you make a bunch of paper things and then you move them ever so slightly, you
Yep.
take a photo,
Yep.
move it slightly again. That is a long process. That is a very, very long process.
How many photos do you think you took, Athena?
Thousands of photos.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really amazed, Athena, because we have a 7-year-old in our house, and I think she could last maybe 5 minutes doing that before she would lose focus and want to move on to something else. So how did you stick to this project that took so many photos to put together?
I just I wanted it finished, so I got it finished.
Do you want to make more movies now, or are you already
Yes.
working on another video?
Yep, I'm working on some more ideas.
Terrific. So that OMSI trip seems to have inspired something. Do you want to be a filmmaker when you grow up?
That's one of the many things I might do.
Terrific. Uh, so our film festival is not the only one where the Sandcastle is shown. It showed in Ashland too, right? So what did you hear back from people after they saw your film? Did people like it?
Yes.
What were some of the things that people said about the film?
I don't really remember.
Well, I'm curious to ask your mom something, and that is that when we saw this film, we were a little suspect that maybe the parents did the vast majority of the work, and the kid kind of signed on to it, but because everyone thought that it was too good, everyone said, "How could a 6-year-old have made this?" And so we
No.
were. No, yeah, no, it sounds like Athena that you were the one who came up with the story and that you made the majority of it, and maybe
Yeah,
parents helped out a little bit,
she
but
made the storyboard and she came up with the story. She actually made 2 or 3 storyboards before she had an idea she liked the best. And then I helped her with the paper cutouts. And she did all the backgrounds though. And then she did all the animation herself. And my husband did the editing for her afterwards.
Grandpa did the music.
Yes, Grandpa did the music.
So, is anyone else in the family also a filmmaker?
My husband Ian went to school for film, but he doesn't work in film now.
Okay, great. So, because your dad used to work in film, is that kind of what made you want to get into it, or was it just that OMSI trip that you said, "This is so cool, I need to do it too"?
The OMSI trip is what made the whole idea.
So, in addition to stop motion, like what you make, is there other kinds of animation that you like or that you want to get involved with? Like, do you draw at all, or have you tried maybe clay for stop motion, or
No?
no? Okay. There's an old show that I used to watch when I was about your age called Gumby, and it was done entirely with clay, but it's kind of the same sort of thing that you do with paper. But I think yours looks a lot better. That
She really likes Wallace and Gromit and Shaun the
okay.
Sheep. Yeah.
I was going to say what Wallace and Gromit is done kind of the same way, uh, it looks great, but I don't know if I would have the patience to be able to do that for as long as those are, because your film is what, about a minute long, and think about how long it took you to make 1 minute of film. Now imagine making a whole movie like that. How long that would take.
That would have probably taken me a year.
Yeah.
But people do that though. In fact, some people do that in Oregon, Leica Studios up in Portland. So I'm not sure if you've maybe seen Coraline or some of the films that they've made, but they do that with full-length films. So it's very time-consuming. Yeah. So can you tell us maybe a little bit about the next film that you're working on?
I'm thinking of doing one of Day of the Dead, where there's skeletons each coming up and each one with a different instrument. And when they reach the land of the living, it's complete.
Have you shown your film to any of your friends?
Yes.
What did they think of it?
It was after everything got shut down, so it was mostly
Oh,
by email, and they're a little
okay.
young for email replies.
Sure. I'm just amazed, and our judges were amazed that a 6-year-old could come up with such a great film. So congratulations, you did really, really great work. What do you hope that people get out of seeing your film? Like when they see that the Sandcastle, what do you want people to feel or know?
That it may look quite simple, but really it will take a lot of hard work.
So thank you, Athena, and thank you, Kailey, so much. And in addition to this film, The Sandcastle, being available online all weekend long, people can catch it live in person at the Ross Raglan Theater here in Klamath Falls on Sunday, September 20th at 11 a.m. at the 8th Annual Klamath Independent Film Festival. Athena and Kailey, thank you so much for your amazing film, and thank you for talking to us today.